And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of BV Nation Radio. I am your host, J-Dub, coming at you live from the Cowboy Technology Studios right here at the end of the Oregon Trail in Oregon City, Oregon. And join with me, as always, are my co-hosts. First off, the one and only Miss Sexy Girlfriend, Miss Mariah.
Oh, sexy girlfriend!
Alright, girl, you're so basic.
And also my fellow U.S. Army veteran and our local outdoor expert, our good buddy, the Dapper Sapper, Mr. John Toll.
Here's Johnny. Stop rookie bitch.
And as always, the man, the myth, the legend, our producer, the myth himself, the land of the Wizard of Oz, the high-tech redneck, good old Josh. So as always, please remember to share our Facebook page with your friends and family and whoever else that you may be talking to online over there at Backwoods Vets. And be sure to check out our homepage of backwoodsvets.com for all the latest and greatest of what's going on in BV Nation. And don't forget to subscribe right here on our YouTube channel. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and that little bell down below so that way you go ahead and get alerts whenever we post up new content or whenever the latest episode of BV Nation Radio goes live. So first off, a quick thank you to our sponsors here at Backwoods Veterans Media, to our friends up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com for all your shooting, reloading, and tactical needs, whatever they may be, whether shopping in-store or online. Be sure to hit up our friends up at Eric's Armory and ericsarmory.com. Be sure to check out all the great shows that we have to offer here on Backwoods Veterans Media by checking out our website over there at backwoodsvets.com. A couple events coming up on the calendar this coming Saturday, February 22nd, up there at Eric's Armory. Their store up in Sandy, Oregon. They'll be doing a couple of concealed carry classes, which, by the way, if you missed your chance to register, do not fret because they have more classes coming up in the month of March. Details on that to follow when they become available. And you, Miss Mariah, actually got a attaboy text from Eric's Armory for us helping get those guys promoted out there, yes. And you doing an ass ton of legwork for getting people in the door and helping those guys out. So kudos to you from the ownership of Eric's Armory as well as from us here at the station. So good job on that one, Mariah.
Ass ton, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying.
I know my butt's that big, but really,
I don't know about that, but that's always.
I really hope that Eric's Armory is able to help many more people with the CHL classes.
Just saying. And then also coming up on Saturday, May 23rd, that is the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, we have once again our second annual Guitars for Stars this year, benefiting the Fallen Outdoors, an outstanding organization. And, as all of us here can say, we've been to a couple of their events and stuff that they put on, both for the regional and for their state-ran chapter here, I guess you could call it.
You mean the national and then
No, the one we went to last April was the Western Regional. And then this one that we went to Christmas was Team Oregon's. Yeah. So anyhow, that was so they are an outstanding organization. Come on out, help them out, and that is going to be at the Beaver Creek Saloon. Which, by the way, yes, rocking one of their sweatshirts tonight on the show since they did host it last year, and are kind enough to host it again this year. And that again is Saturday, May 23rd, 2020, Memorial Day weekend this year, out there in Beaver Creek, Oregon.
And what road is that on, High Tech?
It's Beaver Creek Road.
Yeah.
In Beaver Creek, Oregon.
Yes.
At Beaver Creek Saloon.
Exactly. So
known as Kiss and Kate's.
Yeah, formerly known as Kiss and Kate's and Buffalo Bills. So, with that being said, that brings us into the roundtable portion of tonight's episode. So, John, what's new? What's happening with you, brother?
What's new with me?
Yes, that would be the question.
Not a lot, actually. I didn't give this much thought, honestly. I'm just going to be 100% honest right now. I didn't give my weekend review a lot of thought. It's been a busy week, actually, for the business side of things for G4S. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You guys don't want to miss it this year. I promise you that. Stay tuned for some good announcements, big announcements coming in the not-too-distant future.
Alrighty. Mariah?
Nothing very fun. My horse ended up getting sick, so I've been going out and seeing her twice a day, giving her meds, which is not very fun.
Right.
J-Dub's been out there a couple times with me.
Yeah.
So it just makes for really, really long days driving out there twice a day. But she's worth it. I'll do anything for that horse. Other than that, had kind of a relaxing Saturday yesterday, if you call it that.
I was going
J-Dub.
to say, you call this last week relaxing?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotten off work and came home and took a nap almost every day. So it was relaxing.
Naps? What are naps?
When I go to sleep for about 2.5 hours in the afternoon. Just a little nap.
Alrighty.
So, on to high tech.
Well, it was a busy week traveling around the state of Oregon. Went over to Central Oregon there to good old Pride, Kentucky, and
Oh
got
shit!
to-
I knew I was forgetting something.
right?
Damn.
went over there to Pride, Kentucky, and got to see John and Katrina, and hang out and have dinner with them. And so that was a lot of fun, and we were checking out John's little studio setup there. He's got set up in the office area there, so that was nice to see. And then took the trip down south through Eugene and down to Medford. And for some reason, we ended in Medford on Friday, which was bad planning, but that's all right. And then more driving this week and heading up towards Wenatchee and Seattle and all that. So
Wasnatchee?
yeah, Wenatchee.
Are you
exactly.
still enjoying the traveling with work?
Hey, it's great. It was it gets a little rough driving around all over the place all the time, but we're getting a lot of stuff accomplished and helping out a lot of people. So
Nice.
that's what it's all about, for sure. So, J-Dub, how was your week, man?
Oh, not too bad. Just definitely busy one. Had a fun night over there on Fenceline Country on Tuesday night. Looking forward to this Tuesday coming up on the fence line because we'll be hanging out with our buddy DJ Glenn from over there at the Hillbilly Highway. He's going to be making a appearance in studio. So he'll be doing the show with me on Tuesday night. Last Friday we did the Valentine's Day special, which was a whole lot of Brown Chicka Wow Wow type music from the 80s and 90s. So that was fun. Getting to do that one. What's that, John?
Baby making music.
Yeah, a lot of it was baby making music. But, it's like I told everybody on Friday night, remember, you have two choices to think, or two things to think about for the night of Valentine's Day. 9.5 months from now, you could be either sitting in a deer stand or changing a newborn baby's diaper. Take your pick. Make good choices. So, but no, other than that, it's, got the spring cleaning bug yesterday.
Oh
so.
my goodness.
Let's just say the studio at the HQ looks brand new, to say the least.
Nice.
I like Dad's quote the best.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
When he walked in, when you're done, he's like, "Oh, hey, Mariah," and everything. I was like, "Oh, hey, Pops," and he goes, "I don't know this guy, but where's Justin?"
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
And not only did he clean that, but the truck is clean on the inside. So yeah,
Wow.
spring cleaning is really hitting him.
It happens. So anyhow, high tech. Before we jump farther into things, looks like we got some folks jumping in here in the comments. You want to go ahead and talk about some folks that are checking in so far?
Absolutely. We got Miss Firefall checking in from the Windhawks game with her boys. So she's saying she's not going to be hanging around with us, unfortunately. We have the Shadow Knight, which is Mr. Eric Pettis, checking in, saying hi. We've got Miss Katrina Stanley, Dean Cerny, and let's see, Jesse.
So it's TFO. Thanks you all for helping with the flooding relief over the weekend. Much appreciated.
Yep, Operation Pendleton. They were doing.
Yes.
So they collected.
Talk more about that for sure.
Yeah, they collected a ton of stuff to help out with those flood victims there. We got Miss Kelly Dakota checking in,
8 weeks and 3 days, Papa Dubs.
and
right?
and the Harambe Keeper, and
Nice.
Miss Terrell is checking in. So
A pterodactyl.
Yeah. Or Miss, was it Miss or Mrs.? I can't remember which one it was.
Depends on the day of the week. You ask his wife, I'm sure.
Nah.
No, no. Yesterday, Blackout Lounge.
Oh, really? I missed.
Oh,
Missed it.
Jade called him Mrs. Terrell. Yeah. And yes, and also as Sexy Girlfriend says, a big happy birthday to Miss Katrina.
Yes.
Over there in Kentucky.
Happy birthday to Miss Stanley. That is always awesome.
And Pete's here.
Hey! The old Pete from G.I. Low. Is that I'm her or here?
Well, it says I'm her, so
Yeah, I'm
maybe
her
him
as
and,
well.
Maybe him and Terrell have got something going on. You know.
Here, shut up.
You know, he's been giving Carl a whole lot of flack on the radio shows here lately.
Well,
And
good.
those two have been, they got like a little friggin' banner battle going back and forth. And it's funny because Jade was actually talking about making trying to set up a match between Carl and Pete for G4S this year. It's like, oh God, are we going to do like an actual boxing match or what are we doing here? So it's, we're talking about how to make up a promotional poster for it. It's like, oh, so when the diet vet goes full flavor. So
yeah.
it's always a good time seeing the banner that goes on over there, just like it does here. So Teen Cerny sounds pregnant. Yes, that's because she is pregnant there, Teen. Just saying. Anyhow, moving right along, as a man once said.
Pete says, bring it, Carl.
Moving right along.
Yes.
Exactly. So, all right.
Money's on Pete.
What's that? What about Pete?
On Pete.
Your money's on Pete. Well, I mean, he does wear the brown round. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know if he shows up in a Prius again, then probably not.
As long as it's not powder blue.
Or the like the grain or what type, the apple red that it was.
Candy apple red.
No, it wasn't quite candy apple, but it was apple red. So
Oh, and the Harambe Keeper. I forgot to mention the Harambe Keeper.
how do you forget the Harambe Keeper?
I don't know.
It's
Pretty
crazy.
sure you said the Harambe Keeper, actually.
Oh,
I thought you
Dean
did
Kearney
too.
says, no, you're pregnant because you're the one cleaning.
No. How about no?
And no on
Jay-
this one
we
either.
need to take J-Dub's license away because the farthest distance he needs to travel from now on is from the bathroom to the kitchen. Or the bed to the kitchen.
You breaking my balls here, huh? You breaking my balls.
Right? Says the guy he can't rub one out properly anymore because his shoulder's out of commission. Anyhow.
Hey, he's got his left hand for a stranger.
Oh! Anyhow, all right. Well, as the man once said, we are...
Moving right along.
That's right. Moving right along into our outdoor segment. Let's go ahead and hit it there, Josh. This outdoor segment is brought to you in part by Eric's Armory. And now, for your outdoor segment host...
Here's Johnny.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
All right, BB Nation, what is up? I am your outdoor host, John. We have a few things to start the outdoor segment off with first. First of all, like always, please, if you haven't yet, go check out our friends at Eric's Armory and at ericsarmory.com. If you're in the area, better yet, go stop by their store. Give them a call. See if you can go in there. And they have everything that you could possibly need. Second of all, for G4S this year, as we've stated before, we are supporting TFO. The Fallen Outdoors. And recently, at least here in Oregon, we've had somewhat of a little bit of a natural disaster recently, which has been, we've had some pretty major flooding in northeastern Oregon, in Pendleton. And TFO, the Oregon lead / awesome dude, I don't even know how he managed to get through this whole ordeal. So I was talking with him through a lot of it yesterday, and they set up a statewide campaign to do disaster relief for the flooding victims in Pendleton. They did an incredible job. They have tons of video on the West Coast TFO Facebook page and on the Oregon TFO page as well. Like, my hat's off to those guys. Jesse, I'm sure you have just been losing your mind lately.
Yeah.
Well, I don't I don't think that you have been. I know that you have been because you told me. But,
Said with lots of energy drinks and some
yeah.
amazing staff.
Right, and he does have some amazing staff, and we all donated. Yeah, and my hat's off to him.
Josh is losing his mind over here, trying not to die.
Why?
Talking about Jesse's amazing staff. But anyhow.
Yeah.
I've heard of suck it up to your sponsor, but really, bro? Come on. No need to take it literal.
With that, if you guys get a chance, please reach out to TFO if you have any way that you can help. If they're still taking donations, I'm actually not sure about that one. Jesse, if you can chime in the comments about what the situation is with that, if you guys are still taking donations or anything.
I think they always take donations.
Yes.
Right. I'm saying specifically for the flooding in Pendleton right now.
Karachi.
So, anyways, with that, we will get on to our first part of this segment. So we're going to change it up a little bit this week. We're going to go into some off-roading stuff. So in my repertoire of outdoors links and stories and stuff like that, I came across something interesting on Fox News. Mercedes-Benz truck climbs volcano to break high-altitude driving record.
Can I make a comment on this right quick before you get too deep into the story? This is the one time I guess it's been okay to go in or near volcanoes once again. As we all remember what happened a while back. Why we always preach, don't go into volcanoes. Anyhow, go ahead, John.
Right. So, Mercedes-Benz has reached new heights, literally. The truck built by the automaker has apparently set the new altitude record for wheeled vehicles after climbing up a Chilean volcano to 21,962 feet above sea level. The Unimog, which those are what are pictured in the picture on your screen right now. The BLM, so from my time in the Forest Service and fighting fire, the BLM uses Unimogs for engines, and those things are ridiculous and they go everywhere. So I'm not quite surprised that the Unimog set this record because, I mean, if you look at those vehicles, I mean, come on, they're kind of insane. But the Unimog was one of two being used by a scientific expedition to install an emergency transmitter on the rocky slopes of Ojos del Salado, which is the tallest active volcano in the world. After finishing the planned work at 20,013 feet, the team took the opportunity to go for the record. The monster trucks were modified especially for the task with winches, a giant front bash bar with tire attachment, and technology to help maintain their centers of gravity during extreme maneuvers. The Unimog 5023 model used is a 4x4 commercial truck with a gross vehicle weight of over 14 tons that is powered by a 5.1 liter four-cylinder turbo diesel rated at 231 horsepower and 663 foot-pounds of torque.
God, that picture right there just makes it look like it's about ready to go over on its side.
It's freaking awesome.
I would be bailing and going, no,
yeah, I'd be riding that till the wheels came off. Like, that would be so sick.
I freak when Jada was out with the truck and there's a cliff on my side and you see me like leaning. I'm like,
Hey, by the way, real quick, Jesse did mention in the comments that no, they actually overwhelmed them with support, and so they're good at this point and still have 2 more traders to deliver to them.
That's awesome, folks. Good job.
Excellent. You guys are awesome, Jesse. Look forward to working with you guys here shortly with the G4S stuff going forward. Hopefully a little bit less stressful for you.
Right.
So the company told Fox News Autos that only minor modifications to the engine, mapping, and fuel injection systems were required to cope with the lack of oxygen at such high altitudes. The Unimog just broke the previous record of 21,942 feet that was set by a supercharged Suzuki Samurai. No shit. Like, that's hilarious that a Samurai set the record. And there is a picture of it.
There we go.
That's a pretty built little Samurai.
That's a badass little Samurai right there. I'd rally it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Suzuki Samurai built by a custom truck company, Twisted Andes, on the same mountain in 2007. And in a way, reclaimed the title for Mercedes-Benz parent company, Daimler. According to Autoblog, the Samurai eclipsed the world record set just weeks before by a Jeep Wrangler. Sorry, Jeep fans. Which that sign is just ridiculous now.
Sometimes I sit down to pee. So I bought a Jeep.
So,
Sorry, Carl.
the Samurai eclipsed a record set just weeks before by a Jeep Wrangler, which was produced at the time by now defunct Daimler Chrysler Corporation. Guinness World Records has not yet certified the Mercedes-Benz achievement, but I'm guessing that it's going to be soon. So, end of article.
All right.
Let's talk about it. What do you guys?
That's badass. Like I said, some of those pictures, it's hard, I mean, with some like the Samurai and the Wrangler and stuff, I can see them being built for getting up to those altitudes, especially looking in the pictures with that terrain. But to see something that monstrosity be able to make that trip,
And it's 14 tons.
yeah, that's a whole lot of truck trying to make its way up. And it's funny because Jesse commented 6 in a row if you want to tow. Anyhow, moving along from that comment,
with this rig and them being able to do the engine work and all that to make it run as lean on oxygen as they would have up there is really just amazing. I mean, you would think you'd almost have to have auxiliary oxygen tanks just to oxygenate the
fuel
and all that, but they don't. They just were able to jet it properly or whatever to make it actually run that way. And
Diesels.
that's a Space Force vehicle, according to Dean Cerny.
I was just going to say something.
That's a troop transport vehicle right there for the Space Force.
Right. Hey,
Just saying.
Mr. President.
Where's the
Space
door gunner?
Force Chief, whatever they're calling their top dog in the Space Force, take note.
Right, exactly.
I am not one that would even want to be in one of those vehicles.
It's not that bad. It could be much worse than a sea truck. I mean, it's just a longer wheelbase than a sea truck, I guess. I mean, right. John, you spent time with them, I'm sure, at least a little bit of time around sea trucks, so you would understand.
I spent plenty of time around sea trucks.
Yeah.
Sea trucks are awesome until you get them up to almost highway speed.
Yeah, then you're like going on a bouncy house ride down the road. You're like, oh, God, am I going to flip forwards, backwards, off to the side? What?
No, sea truck at highway speed equals this.
Oh, yeah. It's just nothing but rocking back and forth, especially that backhoe on the back.
Oh, yeah. It's like an up and down forward back motion. It's really weird, and it's very disheartening.
Yeah.
After it's you kind of just like let off the fuel, and you just kind of cruise at 40 because...
Any faster than that? Yeah. You're going to be seeing your life flash before your eyes.
Well, the winches and everything like that they've got on these rigs.
Hit up one of the next pictures. There's a few pictures of the Unimogs, isn't there?
Man, I just got.
Oh, that's a good one right there, and you can really see the front end of them.
I mean,
it seems like the winches are large enough that if they got into anything that they could get themselves out.
Well, take a look at the tread pattern on those on the rubber on the ground too, with how wide of a footprint that is.
Not just the front tires. Look at the rear tires.
Look
at the rear tires. They're they're not the same as the front. They have rather long spikes coming off of them.
Yeah. I mean, but just between that wide of foot pattern on it, as well as the the traction that they have with them, I mean, you're just going to go right across the top of everything. Ain't got to worry very much about those suckers sinking. You see those all the time, especially up in the Arctic and stuff. You see them or see those used quite a bit, especially down in the southern hemisphere too, in the Antarctic. They use those a lot for cross-country travel, and especially like in your northern part of your Scandinavian countries, as well as up in Siberia, part of Russia as well. You see those used quite often.
Right. And for 14 tons, they actually have a surprisingly light footprint.
Yeah, it is very surprising, honestly. So,
I still wouldn't want it to run over my foot.
No, that'd hurt.
No,
absolutely not. That would be terrible. That would be terrible.
I guess for that big a vehicle, they can tread lightly. With that big of a
for as big of a vehicle as that is, it does have a light tread, to say the least.
I think that's our Backwoods Veterans Assault vehicle right there.
Can confirm.
That would be awesome. Hey, they have them on Gov Planet. That's where the BLM picks them up from.
Right. Jesse says, shout out to great Oregon company there, Warren Winches.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell
They
yeah.
are picked out in Warren Winches.
Yeah,
So-
right up the street here out of Clackamas, Oregon. That's where they're out of, so.
That's right.
Warren sticker on the side right there.
Yup. So,
And Oregon leading the way in some awesome stuff. So
here. We have a knack for that. I'm just saying.
we do. I don't know. Kearshaw knives, benchmade knives,
We're pretty lucky in the Northwest.
wrenches, Danner boots, Gerber. I don't know. The list kind of goes on, doesn't it?
Leatherman.
Leatherman.
Yeah, Leatherman. So CVS for you overlanders that like your rooftop tents and stuff like that. You know, those guys are out of
CVT.
Bend. Or CVT, excuse me. Thank you.
Cascadia Vehicle Tents.
Yep.
And we also have the number 2 in that industry, which is Free Spirit Recreation. Is based out of Bend as well.
Hell yeah. I'm just saying, we got the best of the best out here. So, just saying.
Just saying. Anyways, so anything else on that? You got any other thoughts?
I'm good. Mariah, Josh.
Moving right along.
All right. There you go.
Right along. All right. So with that, we're going to continue the 4x4 theme this week. You're welcome, Carl.
Is he even on and watching?
Probably not.
He's probably not even on and watching. But anyways, so this next article comes to us from Motor Trend. King of the Hammers 2020. Photos from the brutal off-road spectacle. So I'm going to be honest. I just found out about this event, honestly, this last week as it was going on, because some of the people that I follow on Instagram were out there.
Yes.
So it's like, this is pretty cool. I should look more into this. So this is like the SHOT Show, if you will, except it's outdoors and they have races of the 4x4 world. It's kind of incredible, actually, where some of the best dirt trucks and, I don't know, rock crawlers and everything out there. And feel free to chime in and correct me where I'm wrong here.
So just FYI, 2 years ago we actually were covering this. Carl was down there.
Yeah, he was actually there on the ground for it.
Yep.
Nice.
So we they didn't have very good internet or anything like that. He had really low signal, but he did hop on with us and give us some updates from that. So that was pretty neat. We did not cover it last year.
No, we did not.
Well,
So-
we're covering it this year still. Kind of.
Yeah.
But the King of Hammers comes to Johnson Valley, California every year and draws thousands of off-road fans into the barren desert for multiple days. Think of it as the super burning off-road world stock cup man bowl for vehicles and play in the dirt. The King of Hammers race held on Friday of Hammers Week is lauded as the toughest one-day race on the planet, and is as much a testament to the driver perseverance as vehicular fortitude.
There
Just
it is.
or fortitude?
Shut up! Gosh dang it.
Careful, Brian's gonna make everybody moist. Here.
No, there was a meme that was floating around that showed a couple of rabbits that says, how my friend sneezed, and it showed one bunny going, all covering its nose, being all really sweet and innocent and everything else, and the picture below it says how I sneeze, and it shows a picture of like this rabid rabbit just all
Like, you mean like the face I make when I sneeze?
yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, I turned away from the mic even.
I really wish I would have just taken a screenshot of that.
Luckily, it's on record, so you know.
Oh shit!
So, anyways, as much testament to driver perseverance as vehicular fortitude, and I guess testicular fortitude for you female drivers out there.
Yes.
So, anyways, activity during King of the Hammers week is centered around a locus affectionately dubbed Hammertown, USA.
You sure?
Dang!
Yeah.
Hammertown. All right. This is a city of sorts with named streets, tents, off-road vendors, a central fire pit, main stage, restrooms, race pits, food, and much more. I'm sure there's some debauchery we couldn't possibly imagine going on there.
Oh, I believe it.
Anyways, surrounding Hammertown is what attendees call the suburbs, which is where race spectators and off-road enthusiasts make camp for as long as 10 days to 2 weeks leading up to and following the event.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
It's a huge event.
Well, I get that. I'm just looking at the number that Carl just threw out there. He said this year there was close. I'm assuming he's talking about this year.
Yes.
There was close to 195,000 people that went down there this year. That
is crazy.
Mayor MC Hammer.
So let's get another picture up there, Josh, of another awesome off-road vehicle from this year's event. If we can.
We can.
I'm working on it.
Oh no! Oh god!
Hey, look, it's a Dakota.
It's a Dakota.
Dean says, "I'd kill for a BV Nation hoodie. SG blows her nose in hers."
I'm not blowing my nose. I'm actually covering my face while I sneeze, so don't blow everyone's eardrums up.
We're stay tuned for more on that here later on down the road.
This year's events included Sunday's Can-Am sponsored UTV King of the Hammers race, open to all registered UTVs 1000cc or smaller that could pass tech. The Holly EFI shootout on Monday for rock bouncers, Ultra 4 cars, and anyone willing to take on the shootout course. The Everyman Challenge for rigs with stock frames, bodies, headlights, engines, and up to 35-inch tires. The Toyo Desert Invitational for 2 or 4-wheel drive trophy trucks with no restrictions on engine displacement or suspension. They go fast. A race for 4-wheel drive racers based on production or custom chassis that have a transfer case that can pass tech and safety. And the King of the Motos dirt bike race on Saturday. Of course, that's just part of the fun. Throughout the week, thousands of off-road enthusiasts take to the trails surrounding the race course to put their personal 4x4s to the test with names like Chocolate Thunder, Wrecking Ball, Big Johnson, Backdoor, Turkey Claw, Jackhammer, Sledgehammer, and Aftershock.
And you look
the trails offer ample opportunities to place metal and rubber against rock in the name of 4x4 fun.
Backdoor.
Oh my God, here we go.
Backdoor. And then I will humper.
Oh, let's get up. Soundbite war going.
Oh my God. By the way, I love the Bronco that they have pictured in this article, man. That thing is
some of the pictures.
Right.
This will be our open line that I wanted to do. We'll talk about some of these vehicles.
There we go.
What do we think about this? Ford.
A nice 150.
With a Cummins swap.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta have a truck coming and a stroking.
Lies. Got a stroke to get it to come first.
I mean, as long as it comes, then.
Next.
Well, it's better than losing a heartbeat, I'm just saying. Because you know it does drop like a rock when it finally stops. Same.
Next.
Moving right along.
I think you're confusing that with Chevy.
Dakota again. Now it looks a little bit more beat up. Looks like he might have taken
Looks like kind of when.
That looks like a canner rig.
Looks like it may have. Looks like it probably rolled though.
Again.
Or slid into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's seen better days.
Yeah. That is what you call a Danger Ranger there, high tech.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is a Danger Ranger.
It kind of actually, the side kind of looks like when you slid into me going up the road there that day.
What do you mean I slid into you? You
know,
drifted into my lane.
No.
Rubbin's racing, buddy.
Yeah, Rubbin's. Yeah, okay.
Whoa, I don't want to know what you guys are
You're the one that decided to take me on in a Ford Ranger with my freaking F-250.
Hold on a second. You went around me into the other lane.
Yeah, and you tried to swerve over into my lane.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's not how that's
Oh my
working.
God! Enough, you two. Next.
Next photo, please.
Oh, I like Pete's comment. He says, "Looks like Carl's trying to park."
Oh!
Here we go.
Oh, wow. Woo.
Airborne.
Banzai!
Airborne.
Right? Someone's getting their jump wings.
Woo!
Right?
That Jeep's flying there.
No thanks.
Just say
I like to keep my tires on the ground.
yes. Awesome.
Carl,
Carl!
what are you doing down by the river?
Wait, is there a beaver in the back of that thing? I can't tell.
Oh, it's not washing and plated, so
Yeah.
It's not plated with anything. That makes it even worse.
Explain what happened, Carl.
he got hungry. The only thing is missing is a free hands on the side of it. Oh
Somebody do
man.
lemon links. Come on, somebody do lemon links.
Yeah. Right.
Oh wait, you gotta do the whole thing, Carl.
Does he have sharper teeth for biting? Anyhow.
Next.
Next one.
I think that was all the photos that I had grabbed out.
Oh. Show me the beers before I get in the creepy van.
Yes.
Yo, wait, it doesn't say free candy on the side. It can't be Carl's van.
That's what I said. It's
True.
missing the free hands on the
Yes,
side if it was
yes.
Carl's.
Free hands or
Faces.
beaver.
Well, I got
Well, yeah.
hungry, damn it.
Because Beaver would have the paddle for everybody.
God rest that beaver's soul.
Right?
Yeah.
Beaver.
That poor thing. You know how much abuse that corpse took. It definitely went to heaven.
Oh,
Well, I kind of got hungry.
Oh my
there you
God.
go.
Hungry for beaver, huh?
Oh,
Hi-oh! Harold
you would have to take it there.
Oh my God.
You're disgusting.
Oh, I know. I'm horrible. Shame
Our
on the
comment
mess.
section is descending into a dystopian hell right now.
If you can't crawl through it, jump it. Carl, eat the free candy you have in the van. Oh my God.
It is turning into dystopian hell.
I thought that was what we wanted. I thought that was why we
Yes.
did these shows.
Yep, that's exactly why we want that.
Sweet deal.
All right, so what do we got next?
So next is I'm going to try something a little different tonight. We are going to kind of open it up and talk about some outdoor stuff with all of us. Like basically anything that is on your minds that you've heard of or seen recently. Bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's have an open dialogue and talk shit about stuff and just kind of have at it. We'll call it Backwoods Trash Talk. Something. Making this up as I go. We're trying something new.
Right. I mean, honestly,
So,
what the hell? Carl keeps sending me all these King of the Hammer
Something
pictures and
you
stuff.
can't just put this
Okay.
stuff on the air same moment, man.
Van driver tells young girls he's their Uncle Rick. Beaver's good as long as you take the hair off at first.
So,
I'm Pickle Rick.
Yeah, Pickle Rick.
John, to go along with your outdoor thing, I noticed myself spending more time outside now that the weather's getting a little bit nicer and everything, and doing different projects outside.
Not this weekend.
Today was nice.
I was
Half a
outside
day.
yesterday.
Yeah. Freaking. Ugh.
It was pouring down rain, but I was still outside. But with the weather turning nicer, I'm finding myself doing projects more outside and wanting to stay outside longer with
Huh.
nice weather.
So Jesse's saying that the Columbia River is now barbless for the year, but gill nets are okay again.
It is indeed.
Hmm.
Saw that. But yes, our wonderful governor is calling for the removal of all the Snake River dams now. She's apparently telling Washington what to do. It's kind of funny. But it's okay. Fishing with gill nets is, not destroying the salmon population any more than the dams are. Just saying.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
The hypocrisy in that's kind of amusing, I find.
Agreed on that one. I mean, it's
We've got to destroy these dams to save the salmon and steelhead population, but it's okay. You guys can use gill nets.
well. I imagine the gill nets are for the tribes along the river. That's why those are still kosher. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my understanding about it. So, speaking of outdoor stuff, don't we have another outdoor event coming up here pretty soon, Mariah? In the next couple weeks, particularly like the first weekend of March.
Kind of outdoorish.
Well, it benefits an outdoor association. You want to
Rob,
talk
spit
about
it
that
out.
for a minute?
Spit it
Oh,
out.
come on.
I can. It's with the Oregon Hunters Association Pioneer Chapter Annual Banquet. It is where they do the fundraising and everything for the Pioneer chapter. Nice thing with Oregon Hunter Association, all the money raised for that association stays in Oregon, and a lot of it goes to help wildlife and wildlife habitats as well as youth events.
Youth events like
They do a youth turkey shoot. They have youth shooting events. They're trying to do a youth shed hunt, which I know the Outdoor Boys group does that one.
Oh, so yeah, that's
down in
the one our
Southern
buddy.
Oregon. They are trying to get one to put together up here, as well as we sponsor a. I'm trying to find it in my head. A gun safety course for youth.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know our buddy Aaron Vick with Oregon Boys Outdoors. They do a big shed hunt down in Southern Oregon every year. They just had theirs here not too long ago too. So, and they it's like an Easter egg hunt, but for sheds instead of eggs.
And if you're in
the kids have a ball with it.
If you're in the state of Oregon, you can always look up where your local group chapter is on the website at Oregon Hunters Association.
There you go.
So
Isn't
that's
it just OregonHunters.org?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Josh is like, yeah, I just checked it out.
But yes, you can find your local chapter around you.
Absolutely.
So that's going to come up in the first weekend of March, which will be fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, that's what, March 7th is when that's going on?
March 7th, yes.
Yeah, and tickets for that one are already sold
They are sold out.
Yeah, they usually sell out like
they moved to
6
a
months
bigger
prior
facility
to.
and sold out for the Pioneer chapter, but there's other chapters that have their banquet later that still have tickets available.
Need to go find some ticket scalpers.
Right?
They're a hard one to get.
Yeah.
So
that's actually where I know I got my Savage 300 Win Mag.
Awesome raffles.
Yeah, I got that one off the wall guns. My Rossi, my 357. That's another one I won from one of those from that event. That was 4 years ago. I won that one.
Yep.
So I mean, they get a lot of good stuff going through there. So be sure to check that out. So, and Jesse corrected me. He said gill nuts are for commercial. They're not just on the tribal. So that will be how they're doing that.
So there's that hypocritical.
Yeah.
And let's remove dams and take away our power to save the fish. But by the way, commercial fisheries, yeah, go ahead and use gill nets.
Yeah, even though I'm sure they have a limit on how much they can take. Daryl says that van belongs to Matt Foley down by the river.
Belongs to Carl Foley.
Oh.
Nice.
Alrighty. Well, the time is 6:45. John, you got anything else for the outdoor segment, or are we good to move on along?
A little bit, I apologize. It is a little bit short this week. I definitely, as my shoulder, just to let our viewers and subscribers know, as my shoulder gets better, that's when we'll start actually launching some more content. I'm rather limited in what I can do. Most of you may know that I'm actually not wearing a sling today.
Yay!
When I'm at home and not out and about, I can actually be out of that blasted damn thing. But it comes off permanently on the 28th, which I'm
nice.
Rather excited about. But we do have some original content coming up that's going to be starting to get filmed here soon. One of which the sportsman shows that are going on in the state right now. We've got Redmond coming up here soon, and we're going to go hang out with Jesse and the crew from TFO and go check out the Northwest Sportsman Show.
And that one kicks off on what, March 12th is when that one starts, the one out there in Redmond?
Yes, I do believe so. So it's the second big one for Oregon.
When I was on my way north from Medford, the Sportsman Show was going on down in Roseburg, and I just about stopped by Douglas County Fairgrounds and went to it, but I was like, I'm tired. I want to go home.
Right.
I'm done with this week. So
don't blame you on that one, brother.
But for sure, the Redmond one, for sure I will be there. I'm going to go get some footage, and Justin will be there. And if you guys are in the area, come say Mariah will be there.
Yep.
Hopefully Josh is going to be there too. God damn. I guess we're all...
Josh is like, all right.
I guess.
Maybe.
Well, remember it is Man's Day.
Well, March 14th, yes. It's Reciprocation Day, ladies.
So.
Don't forget.
Yes.
But that's only if you reciprocated.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good then.
Off the hook. Anyways,
You're never off the hook.
Footage, checking out the booths and the vendors. Also, spending some time with Jesse and those guys. So, look for us down there. Look for footage coming from that. Like I said, for G4S coming up, we do have some big announcements. I'm not going to release them now because they're still in the works. Just you guys don't want to miss it this year. Just leave it at that. Also,
oh, dude, you're gonna miss something.
Also, if you guys haven't, again, please go check out Eric's Armory at ericsarmory.com. Go swing by their Facebook page, swing by their Instagram page at Eric's Armory at Eric's Armory. And I can't even describe what all they can do for you. Talk to those guys. You're going to be seeing some stuff coming from us. Eric's Armory coming up here in the not too distant future. So there's going to be plenty of content to go around. I'm asking you guys to be patient with me. I'm still getting through the lovely 4 scars that I have on my shoulder. So we'll be up and running with all this new stuff here shortly. But please be patient with us. And, of course, I'm always open to suggestions from our fans and viewers. If you guys have anything that you guys want to see featured, please let us know. But also, get your friends to hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Those subscriptions. You need those subscriptions, people. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' friends' friends and their family. Have them smash that subscribe button. And with that, that's all I got for this week.
Smash it like Shorzy on your mom. Anyhow.
Spread.
Yo! All right. So with that being said, what do you say we jump into our next segment known as Pop's Takes? Hit it, Josh. We hope you brought the aloe and sunscreen.
Bullshit.
Because these takes are scorching hot. Now, get ready for some raw,
You want it raw?
gritty, and unfiltered takes from the old man, Don himself.
She can't say the truth because it does makes her look like an idiot. Because that's what she is.
These are Pop's Takes, right here on BB Nation Radio.
Bullshit.
Old man, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Seems like a busy week. Every time I turn around, I got something else I need to get done.
I think that's all of us here, man. It's been a crazy one. So, getting right down to business. So, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was this whole Roger Stone deal that's going on. What's your take on it?
It's hard to say. It just okay. He did something wrong. He should be punished a little bit for it. But what they're saying he should have now, like 9 years, 11 years, something like that. That's ridiculous. I mean, when you get rapists and everything else, you get 3 years or less, and somebody murders somebody, they get 8 or 9 years. That's, unless it's really a drastic, not spur of the moment type, real premeditated murder where they really went after somebody, or maybe several people. And then when they let that other guy, what was his name? They let him off scot-free, McCabe. They're not even going to charge him with anything, and he did the very same thing. But he's attached to the Liberal Party, and I used to say Democrats, but I don't call them Democrats anymore.
Right.
They're just liberals. Since he's attached to them, they're not going to charge him.
Now, see, here's the thing. The thing that blows my mind with this whole case is that, with the prosecutors that were involved in the case, 4 of the lawyers wound up resigning over the whole deal because they felt that there was pressure from the White House to the Justice Department to go for a lesser sentence. But there's been no, the White House has come out and publicly said that there's been no pressure. That's the Justice Department's deal. And the funny thing about it is that of those 4, 2 of them were involved in the Mueller case. Well, your thoughts on that?
That's what do you expect? That they should have been fired from the Justice Department a long time ago. They don't believe in justice as justice. It's justice for my friends and no justice for anybody else. They're just it's corruption from the word go. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else you'd call it. They've gotten so bad. They even, with what they pulled in the Mueller investigation, with some of the things that they did with against some of the Trump campaign people and things like that. They should have been brought up on charges themselves for corruption.
Now, you talk about how they should have been brought up on charges of corruption. Where
all right.
would you have seen the corruption?
Maybe it's not necessarily corruption, but it's, I don't know whether it's fraud or what you'd want to call it. They were trying to push things that didn't happen.
So you could make a case for false statements, but not doing false reporting, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Making
they
false
even
statements.
changed some of the reports that were correct into some that were wrong, so that they could use that against Trump. But it didn't work out for them.
Because they're using it for political gain.
Right. And that's... Why can't we just go back to the old type thing where we had justice for justice, and when one man got elected for the next 4 years or whatever, they worked together, no matter whether you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent, you all work together for the good of the country. All of a sudden, everything that you and I and our brothers fought for, and a lot of them died for, they're trying to throw out the window. They want to get rid of it. All the things that, why I went into service anyhow years ago, they're trying to do everything they can to
undermine it.
More than undermine it, they just want to get it out of it. In fact, I never heard anything so bad as when I heard a president, was it about 8 years, 9, 10, about 10, 11 years ago, say that the Constitution was outdated and should be thrown away. And do you remember who that was?
Who was that? Remind me and the listeners.
Mr. Obama.
Really?
Yes, sir. And when he was wanting to get something done or something, and it was against the Constitution, and he said, he came right out and said in a presidential speech that the Constitution was outdated and we should do away with the Constitution.
You know, it's funny you bring up the fact of constitutionality and things like that. There's a lot of talk going on right now over on Capitol Hill about trying to make Washington, D.C. grant its statehood, to make it a 51st state, even though it was written by the founders that they had never intended for the nation's capital to become a state.
That's a big mistake if they do, for the simple reason that once they become a state, they start worrying about the statehood instead of the whole country. And that's what Washington, D.C. is supposed to be all about, is the whole country, not one state, not 2 states or 3 states. It's supposed to be about the total country. Even, like Puerto Rico, and then you got Hawaii, and you got all this stuff away from us, not on the mainland. But it's supposed to be for all those people. And if you start having somebody, or having worrying about statehood, you forget about the national. And that's what it's supposed to be all about, is national.
Right.
And that's what our forefathers in the beginning, that's what they said and what they wanted.
Now, here's one thing about it, too, and I want to make a quote. I actually found an article on this through Yahoo 360 to give them, their citation due. Supporters of it, there's one claim of it says, the citizens of D.C. deserve representation. Statehood bills will finally give the fundamental democratic right to congressional representation of more than 700,000 Americans and rectify a deep injustice that has persisted since our nation's birth and caused immeasurable harm to its residents since. That is quoted by Monica Hopkins and Adriel I. Cepeda Duru from The Hill. I'm guessing that's a fish wrapper magazine.
It's kind of a Congress type paper. It's gotten more liberal over the years and years. But they forget, why do people move there? They're supposed to move there that's supposed to be an area for our national good.
Correct.
And if you start worrying about statehood, you've given up all that. Now those people should have the right to, aren't they? Well, that's just an area, isn't it? Or
it's a district.
It's a district.
It's not an actual state. That's right. The way that the founders carved it out.
If you move there, you know at the time you move there or whatever that it is not a state.
Right. And now, if they wanted to have the state representation and everything else, now, wouldn't it be just smart for them to go ahead and just be brought back into the fold of the state of Maryland, which Washington, D.C. was originally taken out of?
That would work, but it's still, to me, anything you do to make it a statehood or make those people, the people that are in the office there and everything else, if they start worrying about their state, are they going to worry about us out here in Oregon or or down there in Texas, or
right. And you got to think, for a city that has over 700,000 people, just in the city alone, you have to figure out that right there is going to give them more electorate votes.
Yeah, for that state. Yes.
Yeah, than half the states in the western U.S.
Yeah.
So you take a look at like Wyoming and other states like that, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, that don't have high populations, it's going to wind up doing more harm than good. So anyhow, we need to get this wrapping up. Well, we'll talk more on this here probably next week.
That sounds good.
As we get a little bit more meat into it.
Yeah. You got my mind working now. You asked that question. I guess I had heard about them wanting to make a state out of D.C., but I hadn't heard any more about it since that one time.
Right.
And I never even thought about it till you brought it up again.
So, but yeah, no, we'll talk more on this here next week, right here on Pop's Takes here on BB Nation Radio. All right, always something interesting from doing those takes with the old man. So, swear to God, though, with half the stuff that gets brought up, might as well get him set up with doing his own podcast with half the stuff that he's got to say.
Almost.
But you know what, though, if we're gonna do something like that, we definitely have to have a half gallon of black velvet sitting on the on the studio desk for him to partake in, and the show wouldn't be over until he got at least halfway through it.
That would be an all-day podcast,
right?
No, not really. Everybody here on this show knows just how much the old man could really put away when he sets his mind to it. Just say.
That's right.
I'm saying the podcast would go all day.
All day, son.
Yeah, easily.
Fair enough. It'd be a full, 4-hour show that you catch on some of the other stuff, like an actual radio station. But
watch out, Fox News. Pops is coming for you.
Yeah, Pops is coming for you. Judge Genie, you ain't got shit on Pops.
Hey, look, the taco maker's here.
Hey, taco maker.
Tacos. Anyhow, speaking of tacos, what do you say we talk about the news, shall we? All right, so a quick shout out to our boys in the green here in the great state of Oregon, here with the Oregon National Guard. Got to give these guys their due, since we try to cover stories like this that actually have an effect on our country's veterans as well as our service members. So this one actually is in direct correlation with the flooding that was taking place out in Pendleton, which our good buddy Jesse from Eric's Armory, as well as the Fallen Outdoors, is going out and helping with relief with. Two groups. Headline reads, this is from KDRV.com. It's a news station out of Central Oregon. So, National Guard crews awarded after rescues during Eastern Oregon flooding. Two groups of service members from the Oregon Army National Guard were recognized by Governor Brown for their work helping those stranded by recent floods.
Can we call her Brown Stain?
Yeah.
No,
we're like Fuhrer
politically
Brown.
Correct and nice, kind of.
Okay, so the politically correct term is Fuhrer Brown. Anyhow, Salem, Oregon, service members from two Oregon Army National Guard units received awards from Fuhrer Brown this week for their work rescuing people stranded by rampant flooding in northeastern Oregon. National Guard flight crews rescued and flew to 54 people, 10 dogs, 1 cat, and 1 rabbit from areas submerged by floodwaters over the past week. 3 Guard helicopters went into Umatilla County, where the flooding was at its worst, to support search and rescue operations. 2 were Pendleton-based CH-47 Chinooks. Yeah, get 'em, hookers. While a third was an HH-60M Medevac Blackhawk from Salem. They rescued 5 people on the first evening they arrived.
1069er, we got whores on the city. We need backup now.
Wrong type of hookers, man. That's what the Chinook guys call themselves. Anyhow, I couldn't be more proud of your Oregon National Guard members and their efforts supporting flooding this month, said Major General Mike Stencil, Adjutant General for Oregon. They truly embody our core values, character, competence, courage, and commitment, while demonstrating that they were truly a part of our communities. Fuhrer Brown visited the units involved in both Salem and Pendleton this week to reward the service members involved for their efforts. These Oregon National Guard members took part in the largest search and rescue operation in Oregon's history. Apparently, she wasn't around in '96, said Stephen Bomar, Director of Public Affairs, Oregon Military Department. They did an amazing job supporting the community and saving lives. In Salem, 8 members of Golf Company, one of 189 Aviation, hey, I've mobilized those guys before, were awarded the Oregon Meritorious Service Medal, as well as 7 members from Detachment 1 Bravo, one of 168 Aviation from Pendleton. 3 members of Detachment 1 Bravo received the Oregon Commendation Medal. The Oregon Military Department said that the State Office of Emergency Management was essential with search and rescue coordination efforts, as well as providing interagency coordination to support sustained operations throughout.
Don't you?
What the hell is going on?
Josh and Mariah freaking acting the fool over here off camera.
Hey, Justin
I'm
was
not
just sitting
doing
there.
anything.
He was just sitting there saying how he mobilized him. And
All
was
I
just
did is when you said
showing how he helped him out.
Oh
when they
my God.
when they rescued the rabbit.
Oh, I know, right? I was like, wow, only from over in Central Eastern Oregon would they report on the livestock.
They rescued the rabbit.
Oh, you were over there?
You never know where I'm going to be.
Apparently not. Which, by the way, what was the flooding very moist?
No,
I just had to ask.
it was wet.
Hi-oh.
Moist.
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 So, but no, when it comes to stories like that, we gotta give shout outs to our guys.
It takes a lot of strength and hard work to be the one going to that.
Right. But I was glad to see those golf company guys, the ones out of Salem, the Blackhawk guys, make the trek over. But as soon as it started getting really shitty, that those Chinook guys, they're out of Pendleton, they didn't even wait. That's their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
You really think they're going to wait around for the governor to say, okay, I guarantee you their commander was just like, yeah, guess what, boys, get to work. We'll worry about state active duty orders and stuff later. We'll get that squared away when the time comes. But in the meantime, get your birds up in the air and get to work. And I guarantee you those crews wasted no time getting at it.
The funny thing is, looking at those pictures of Governor Frau Fuhrer Brown, whatever you want to call her,
yeah,
awarding the awards to those guys, like you can just, it pains me to make it political, but you can see the disdain.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not even going to mention this captain's name that they have in the first picture here for the article, but he definitely has a look of, I want to choke this bitch out.
Yes, he does.
For those that don't know anything about the state of Oregon, our governor,
if you don't keep it down.
Right?
Yep.
What were you saying, John?
So for those viewers that don't know about our state, our governor likes to say that she supports our military and our guardsmen, but she doesn't have the first goddamn clue about what our military department does, and she could care less, honestly. She would fire every one of them if she could.
It's like 2 governors ago, the governor that we had that during our mobilization ceremony in Portland, if you recall, freaking one Mr. Ted Kolongoski was like, yeah, I'm so proud of you guys and everything else. And he just went down the line and just handed out coins. Wouldn't even shake hands.
Oh, he didn't even come down the line. He just handed coins out to his assistants.
Yeah.
Who handed them out to the squad leaders because he refused to shake all of their hands.
Yeah, because he didn't want to get sick. It's like, really? Really? And you're supposed to be our commander-in-chief. Yeah. Go, what's that soundbite say? Go suck a dick or something like that? Like that there, Josh? I mean...
Yeah.
But anyhow.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick. Suck a dick, suck a huge or small dick.
Right? All I can say is I haven't voted for any of the 3.
Hey, and you know what? We can say that stuff now because I'm a civilian, bro.
Hi-yo! Retired, fool. My NGB 22 and DD 214 keep me warm at night.
Yep.
I'm just saying. So
team blanket's a warm thing.
It is a warm thing. Keeps me nice and safe. So anyhow, with that being said, thank you, sir, for let me go ahead and get that shout out done for our guys. So now, what do we have next on the docket, good sir? should be, oh, yes, that's right. Our dummy of the week.
Dummy of the week.
I'll spell it for you. D-U-M-M-Y.
Shut up, dummy. You big dummy.
For every man, there's a woman. And for every dummy, there's a dummy.
And now, your dummy of the week on BV Nation Radio.
All right, so dummy of the week was from February 13th, 2020. The headline reads, "Man, 26, arrested midstream while relieving self on bumper of marked police car."
That's what...
Yeah. Yeah.
His mugshot says it all, really.
It's just like,
It's-
man.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got caught.
And what's even better is,
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So Josh is working on getting that mugshot picture up, hopefully.
Mugshot is just.
Meet David Marcel Lewis Johnson. The 26-year-old Michigan resident was arrested early Friday after relieving himself on the bumper of a marked police car, according to none other than Florida cops, who
Hi-yo!
captured him midstream.
We're back in Florida, folks, but wait, it gets better.
Oh, Florida, you never
Police,
just.
police say that Johnson was in
For leaving his job.
downtown St. Petersburg around 1 a.m. when he was observed approaching a sergeant's police vehicle. He then removed his penis from the front of his pants and urinated on the rear bumper of the vehicle.
Touche.
An arrest affidavit reports that Johnson was, quote, taken into custody while still in the commission of the crime. Johnson was busted on the block with several popular bars and nightclubs.
Strong move. Yeah, strong move.
And just for Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrell, so stupid people migrate from Michigan to Florida.
Yes.
That's where it all begins.
Johnson was uncooperative with questioning.
Man, can I at least finish going piss first? Come on.
Was charged with disorderly conduct for urinating in the view of members of the public. He was freed from custody after a relative posted $250 cash bond. Johnson, who lives outside Detroit, has pleaded not guilty to the misdemeanor count.
Really?
Not guilty. Hold on a second. Let me think about that.
Bro,
Not guilty, but you were caught in the act and still pissing when you're arrested.
Pissing on a sergeant's
on a
bumper.
Yep.
And he catches me and is cuffing me as I'm still pissing. But no, I didn't do it.
Was it on body cam? Well,
Wrong with the culture, man.
I don't want to know if it's somebody.
it's the ultimate observer.
I'm sorry,
It's
but
the ultimate observer cockblock right there.
I had to kind of chuckle to myself because I was reading through it, and it says that he had approached the rear of the vehicle, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I
It
don't
sounds
wanna
like a
know.
Rodney Carrington moment. Talk about the exhaust pipe. You know,
Back door.
Exactly."
being tighter than his ex-wife. I mean,
Oh.
wife? Do we have the same ex-wife? I mean,
But literally, his face was just like, what do I do?
like,
Oh, that is the look of sheer dumb.
Uh-huh.
That's uncurable dumb, is what that face is.
oh God,
sorry,
Eric
but-
must have thought he was in Portland or call words.
Out of all vehicles to pee on, you choose a police car that's marked.
Apparently, he was just telling them what they thought or what he thought about the cops.
Oh, evidently.
Piss off.
Right? But yeah, no, it's like Eric said, you know, must have thought he was in Portland or Cali where it's legal.
He's probably
Jeez.
from California.
Oh, no, he says
no.
he's from Detroit.
He, a 26-year-old
Close
Michigan
enough.
resident.
Close enough.
But
Wow. I still don't understand how you're innocent. How you plead innocent when you were caught doing it.
especially when it says,
Gosh, look at the face. Look at his face.
especially
His
when it says
screams,
taken into custody while in the commission of the crime.
Ner.
That's his.
So
not even a minute later from the other room, all you hear is, "Shut up, Cinderblock."
Oh, right. Public owned is on the plate, so it must be his. Or at least so he thought. You know what was sad though is that when she found this article, she was, she flashed it real quick to me when we were in the pickup here last night. She was like, "Jay, you gotta look at this." I'm like, "What?" And I saw the picture of the guy, the mugshot, and first person that came to my mind was one of the Hodge twins. I was like, "No!"
Not even close to a Hodge twin. Similar, but not close.
So, I know, right? But I was just like, "No!" And then
So, hey, hold on a second. So, Mariah flashed you in the truck.
she flashed the article.
See?
So she flashed you in the truck.
Yeah. She does that a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, to be fair.
To be fair.
Why do you have to deny
Those are some of the best ones I've ever seen.
I would not want to be the cop walking up on this. I'm sorry, especially if he has his wank out.
You know,
no, it was his Johnson.
Flashing it up in the truck, or the cop walking up on this dude?
The cop walking up on the guy peeing with his wank out.
Wank?
His
Did you
wank?
just use an English term?
Wank?
She used an English term.
Wow. I mean,
John's impressed.
Yeah. John is thoroughly impressed.
He's like, "I like it. Very well
done. What other English terminology do you have? Do you have camshaft?
No, I can't.
No, that's Kaylin.
But I have a mum. John's like speechless.
What about a nappy?
No, that's Kaylin. Not me.
I'm just asking. We're just trying to make sure.
It's just.
She's meaning me.
Yeah. It's just gross. I'm sorry. If you have to go that bad, go out of the sight of everybody or find the goddamn bathroom.
God.
There's so many public bathrooms out there.
I like what Eric said.
Yeah, that's why I was
he was
just
our
like,
taser the junk it is.
Yeah,
yes,
no
he
shit.
deserves it. Every single shock of it.
Had a single shot.
and while you're at it, just go ahead and pepper spray his junk too.
Oh, ow.
No, that wouldn't hurt that bad because it actually has. Well,
Yes. Oh, yes, it would.
Yes, it certainly
yes,
would.
it would.
And how would you know?
I guarantee it would.
Yes. If it burns the skin,
well,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be feeling that for days.
Oh.
Pepper spray?
You should tase him first, then there's an open wound, then pepper spray it.
Oh, God, ow.
Hey, whoa. Okay,
I know, right?
All he did was pee on a. He's an idiot. He peed on a cop car. Like, yeah, he's a moron, but he doesn't deserve to get tased in the junk. Like, that's with the open sore or wound.
Would you rather them take the baton to him and try and can you picture with the baton trying to put it
So if he's got his junk out, if he has his Johnson out,
his wank,
and his wank, and they suddenly bring out the clubs and start hitting him, does that count as beating him off?
Well, it counts as beating the meat.
I mean, I'm just curious. No, okay. So this brings up. Oh my God, Terrell! He tried to attack me with his bow staff. Okay, so now here's a question I pose to you, gentlemen, right quick. Since this topic has already been brought up, would you rather?
Oh God!
Would you rather OC sprayed in the junk or tased in the junk?
Taser, hands down.
You take a taser to the junk?
It's over after 8 seconds. Pepper spray lasts for days. I'm not even joking.
But you gotta think the probes, man. The probes.
Those will heal up quicker than what pepper spray will. 'Cause pepper spray.
But a
burns the
probe
skin.
actually goes into actually.
Okay, but.
Okay, you're not specifying how tased, shot tased or like
a cop would tase you.
Yes, shot tased is what he's talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah, still, absolutely. Taser.
Ugh.
I take a taser over the pepper spray.
Can I just take my own life?
Coming from a woman's point of view, we'll
I'm just throwing it out there.
Turn to the boobs. I'm with John. I'd rather take a taser.
Well, yeah.
Well, hold on a second.
Dude, if you whoa, there's no comparison.
No.
Whatever.
No.
There's no comparison
Bullshit.
between
Actually-
boobs and a Johnson.
You know,
or a wank, or
actually,
whatever you want to
okay.
call it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Terrell.
After having kidney stones,
Yeah, I'm going OC too.
that's
You guys are crazy.
horrible pain. I'd rather take a taser because I've been in a lot of pain already, and that, like John says, it doesn't last long, and your wounds from the probes are going to heal up faster than the burned skin.
For real, like, so
I couldn't do it, man. I've actually been legitimately tased before. That shit sucks.
I have too. I have been tased and I've been blanket OC maced before in a bar fight.
Yeah, and the thing about it, dude,
Blanket
on
OC
your
mace
straight up
lasts
on your junk.
2 freaking weeks.
I would rather take the OC spray to the junk because that could actually be washed off. And yeah, you'd have to like do a lot of baby powder.
Yeah, you'd
for a while.
have to scrub that son of a bitch.
Oh, I know, but it would hurt a lot less in the long run versus actually getting friggin' taser probes launched into your junk. I mean, let's say one of them were to miss, and to get that spread, it winds up hitting you in a freaking testicle. So you got one probe in your freaking nut and one in your dick, and then they have to. Oh yeah, guess what? How do you think they get those probes out?
They pull them out.
They pull them out.
Justin, I have been tased before. I know how they come out.
Yeah, dude.
And
So
I'm still saying that I would take the taser.
And if they hit one nut, you have another one.
Regardless, they come in a pair. I like to keep them as a pair. Thank you.
So then don't get tased in your nuts.
Okay, but that's not. Oh my god, woman. You know what? Never mind. Anyhow.
Oh my God!
No, what?
Who
What?
the hell
Go.
cares?
What were you say?
I was gonna say fine, then we'll just go ahead and put a freaking probe in each of your freaking nips and see how you think about them getting ripped out.
Okay.
You just threatened her with a good time.
I guess so. Apparently, she's like,
What is my
All
pain
right.
tolerance?
after going for a 5-second ride. Ugh, ugh. And no, I'm not talking about what happened last night, but that's besides the point.
You sure it was 5
Talk
seconds?
shit about yourself or for her?
Hey, you know what? The only person I'm concerned with pleasing at that point is me. But anyhow, that's besides the point. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Eric says, fine, we carry both at the shop. EA will take one. Eric's Armory will take one of you and pepper spray the other, and it can be discussed on next week. I get to pull the trigger.
Okay.
No.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. I'll
So
take
John's-
the pepper spray.
John's
John
getting
volunteers
tased,
for-
and J-Dub is taking the pepper spray.
Yep. I'll do it.
There we
I'm
go.
saying that I wanted to do this.
Well,
And Josh, you'll be John's buddy. Or no, you'd have to be J-Dub's buddy because you're bigger than me. And I can be John's buddy. And
What?
you film him. I film.
what?
Wait.
Why are you interested in filming John's junk?
No, his
That's why he's got
reaction.
Katrina for that.
His reaction.
Oh, is that what we call it?
His face.
Reaction. Okay.
Oh my God. Get your fucking head out, gutter.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Whoa! Gets it.
That's rare.
Yes.
That's rare.
Whoa.
I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't say that I wanted either one to be done to me.
Hey,
To be fair.
that was top saying that, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Pettis is...
DD214 blanket. Don't care.
As he's going, about that sponsorship.
What are the viewers are saying on this? Please?
Richie even said, which, by the way, Richie the Redneck Pimp chimed in, which, by the way, he is going to be showing up at Guitars for Stars, and he's going to be our guest MC for said event. So big shout out to him for...
Is that at the Beaver Creek Saloon in Beaver Creek, Oregon on Beaver Creek Road?
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay,
right there.
Just checking.
So, anyhow, but no, he's just like, I'm telling you, man. Richie says, she said challenge accepted. So now here's a question. So now here's another possibility. Since Mariah apparently seems to think that it's not so bad, why doesn't Mariah get tased in the boobs and John takes the OC to the junk?
Because you already volunteered for the OC.
But
No, John wants the tase.
well, who want?
John wants the tase.
But apparently,
It has to be men
I'm not
and man to
taking
man.
any of it. You guys aren't touching anything to my junk.
It has to be man to man
It's not
because
us,
men,
it's Pettis.
because
No.
men and women have
Pettis
different pain
is the one that
tolerance.
said he was going to do it.
I know. I'm just saying none of this is happening. Like,
Oh, you just wait.
I'm just waiting for the next time we all do it. You know, we do like a show or something up there because Eric's going to come out of the back room all giggling. Hey, John, what? What?
I can see
Remember
John.
what you were saying about not getting tased?
I can see John wearing a metal suit just to protect himself.
Oh my God, Richie, taser on the taint.
Woo! Ride of a lifetime.
No, he's talking about you. He said tase her.
Oh.
On the
Yeah.
Ride of a lifetime.
Ride of a lifetime
Right?
still.
Ka-chee-ka-chee-goo, just saying.
Right on the gooch.
He's like, I'm just over here trying to problem solve for you chuckleheads.
At least somebody is.
Hey, does Mariah know why they call it the taint?
I'm waiting for your reaction here.
Why don't you enlighten us?
And taint your balls and taint your butthole.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for me because I don't have balls.
Okay,
Well, taint your cooter and taint your butthole.
Whichever.
Say
No, it's neither.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
neither.
taint.
That's why it's called a taint.
Yeah.
It ain't. It ain't.
Or the gooch.
Or the gooch.
Anyways,
yeah.
this guy got arrested for his wank. That's all I can say.
Oh, my Lord Almighty. Wow. This has been an interesting spin on this evening's show, to say the least.
And everybody's
That went way down a rabbit hole.
Either are happening.
shenanigans. That's all
It
I can
has
say.
been that kind of show tonight.
Listen.
Yeah, that's what Eric's trying to say to John right now. Listen, Linda, this is going to happen, whether you want it to or not.
That's not what he's saying at all. He's saying, I'm trying to problem solve for you chuckleheads.
Hey, he's volunteering to hook a brother up. You know, he's like, hey, you know, we can square
hook
this
someone
away.
up that doesn't want to be hooked up.
Terrell says this is how
How
Jackass started.
Yeah, probably.
I can just see I'm John Toll, and this is BB Nation Radio, Jackass Edition. Here comes Eric out of the back room with the taser right to the nutsack. Just I can see it.
Nope. Nope. None of that's happening.
No, you being the announcer for it, John?
What? That was not where that was going whatsoever.
No.
That would be the tase and hitting on target.
Yeah.
Goal.
Yeah.
You know, it loses its funniness when we have to explain it to you.
No,
Just saying.
I was talking about what Justin did, not that.
What, about what I said? Well,
Whatever.
of course, that's how
Moving
that's
on.
how it plays out. They announce that, hey, this is Jackass, and 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that are getting jacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Knoxville comes out and says, welcome to Jackass, and then he gets shot with a less than lethal round.
Dang. Or
Jackass.
Vito freaking caught it in a freaking backside with a freaking sponge round. The bruise that left.
That was
Dude.
No, the dumbest one was when Knoxville and Dunn got in that indoor range and got shot by the less than lethal Claymore.
Oh.
That was actually legitimately dangerous.
They're lucky
Yeah.
they didn't
died
get
on
killed
that
with
one.
that.
Yeah, it was pushing it. Just saying. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead. We got about 5 minutes left of the show, so we're going to go ahead and start wrapping things up. So, with that being said, closing thoughts and comments. John, you're up first.
Safety brief time. Don't be a fool, Rapper Tool. Go check out. Actually, so on that note, check out Vet TV. They'll tell you all about it. Also, be on the lookout for some updates coming your guys' way for G4S. Also, if you haven't, like I said, go check out our sponsor, Eric's Armory. If you need any other reason to talk to Eric after tonight, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you suck if you don't go and talk to them. They are awesome. Also, if you're in a bad spot, reach out, talk to your fellow battle buddies, talk to your fellow friends, get out in the woods, enjoy the weather as it starts to turn nice. I know as soon as I get the okay to, I fully intend on being back out in the outdoors, bringing you guys some good quality entertainment, hopefully in the not too distant future. But with that, I will hand it off.
Miss Mariah, you're up.
Like I said, the weather's getting nicer. Make sure you're getting out and about. And don't forget about all those that are over in Eastern Oregon with the flooding as well. A lot of them have been displaced from their homes right now and are trying to rebuild. So if you can reach out and help them or anything, reach out. Other than that, make sure you're staying safe outside and stay busy.
Alrighty, Josh.
Well, as always, get the hell off the couch. Get out of the house. It's as everybody's saying, the weather's going to start turning here, and we're getting into springtime here in about a month. So it's time to start getting things ready to go for being outside and start planning those summertime vacations and camping trips and clamming trips, which we need to plan.
Yes,
and fishing trips and all that great stuff, because it now is definitely the time to get that all going. So I know I have got 2 camping trips set up, and just need to set up the fishing. Oh wait, and I do have a fishing trip set up too.
Oh man, there you go.
Yep. My fly fishing trip to Missoula.
So, do you actually have a fly fishing rod to do that with, without a broken tip?
You mean that you broke? Jackwagon?
I was waiting for that to come up.
It's a guided trip.
Nice.
But, so it's
so jealous.
So yes, he does. He has one.
It'll be good.
With a tip.
I will. Just the tip.
It is about the tip.
It is about the tip. So
just the tip.
That like I said, get that stuff planned out, and make sure you're taking a buddy with you when you're going and doing it, and or get around your family or whatever it is. It's important, people.
Exactly. So all right. Well, as they always say, don't take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you need help or you feel like you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. It takes more guts to reach out for help than what it does to actually carry through, because you're not actually ending the pain. The only thing you're doing is you're just moving it from yourself to those that love you. And it's not an easy road for anybody on either end of that spectrum. So keep that in mind. You reach out to us here at the station, reach out to a family member, a friend. There's so many resources out there to help folks out. Be sure to take advantage of said resources. And like I said, the stigma is going away. Don't be ashamed if you're having those thoughts or having those feelings, because you're not alone. People, it happens to the best of us. It happened to me, and it's happened to a lot of other people that I know. And a lot of us have come out on the other side the better for it. So at least that's been debated. I'm trying to look on the lighter side of things here. Come on, guys. Anyhow,
what if you could take a permanent solution to your 5-second problem?
It's the probes coming out that are just gonna. Oh my God!
Don't forget to mark your calendars either.
Oh yes, for Guitars for Stars, May 23rd, that Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. Please, please, please come out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. We're gonna have our friends from December coming out again. Sinners Like Us is gonna be coming out. Richie the Redneck Pimp is gonna be coming out. I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a time. Don't pee on cop cars, especially while the cop is right there. And steer clear of volcanoes unless you're trying to break records. So anyhow, that being said, be sure to tune in over on the Springer side of the house for this Tuesday night on the Fence Line Country with yours truly, with special guest DJ Glenn from the Hillbilly Highway. Gonna be a fun time hanging out with him. And that is when I will talk to you guys here later on this week. So in the meantime, have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next Sunday right back here, same time, here on BB Nation Radio. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
This has been another episode of BB Nation Radio here on Backwoods Veterans Media.